Pepper pot, anyone? Come on into Jenny's Walk and let's make some lovely pepper pot and plait bread to enjoy for this festive season.
First of all,
Come on
foodies,
in.
here is my oxtail. We have it getting a nice little roast, a nice little char into the oven before we start that lovely Guyanese pepper pot. So here is that oxtail and beef. It's all ready to put that pepper pot together. Nice little toast, little char on the top. Let's get cooking now. Okay, my dear foodies, let's get start cooking this lovely Guyanese dish here, pepper pot. So in my pot, I already have it on medium heat, and this oil is rendered from where I just char that beef, the oxtail and that beef meat. I put it in because there's lots of flavor. So in here I have half an onion, garlic, 5 cloves of garlic. I just give it a good smash, and my ginger. Gonna leave that ginger whole just like that. Let it just go in there and infuse together. So my spices I'll be using is 1 bay leaf. Here I have some cloves, these are peppercorns, star anise, and my cinnamon. I'm also going to be adding in my orange peel, sorry. Let that go in there and get a good infuse for like 4 minutes. Lovely dish here, pepper pot for the festive season, for the Christmas season. This is a dish you will find in most Guyanese table. My Guyanese brothers and sisters, shout out to each and every one of you who are all over the world. You may migrate. I know this is just a home warming feeling to enjoy a lovely pepper pot with that plait bread. So today I'm going to bring it for you. Simple and easy, do it. You could try it. Some of the ingredients you may not get it, but let's try to improvise and see what we could do here, making this delicious pepper pot from Jenny's Walk. So this looks fine, foodies. So now in here, you all know I love my sofrito. This is peppers over here, puree, and the sofrito, which is really green herbs, pureed green herbs or green seasoning as we will. Okay, foodies, this looks marvelous now. Everything all melted up really nicely. You see that green seasoning, letting its flavors out. Beautiful. There we go. Nice little mix. Now we're going to add the star of the show, which will be that castrip. And I want to give a nice shout out to my foodies. My sister from Guyana, I was so lucky that she brought me some castrip. So this is the castrip. It came straight from Guyana. So now I want to add my castrip in. So I'm going to eyeball about 2 tablespoonfuls. Now you could make it as dark as you wish or as light as you wish. Some of you may not like that very black color, but that is what castrip does. It gives it that dark color. And if you do not have castrip, you could improvise by using soy sauce and molasses. That's another thing. And by using castrip, it's very sweet, my dear foodies. So if you want to cut back on the brown sugar, that's fine also. So now we just want to wake up that castrip because it's sleeping. Castrip, some of you may not know what it is. It is made from cassava. The Aborigines who settled in Guyana, in South America there, this was a form they used to preserve their food, the meats. So it's grated, it's squeezed, it's boiled down until it comes to this texture and this color. So it's a pepper pot, of course, so we're going to be adding some peppers. So here I have some Kashmir chili, which is like the paprika. This is my version. This is what I'm using. If you don't have this, you use what you have. But the authentic pepper, the authentic recipe, the peppers used is the Wiri peppers that I have right in here. I'm going to leave 4 in and leave the stem in so the pepper flavor is there, but the heat will not be in there. When you're ready to eat it, you could always pop that pepper. And of course, my Guyanese brothers and sisters and my Trini brothers and sisters, and all in the islands, here I have that pimento pepper, which is a #1 in culinary cooking in that beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago. In goes 3 of that. Give it a good mix. And while we're here, I want to shout out to Holland, UK, Suriname, all my foodies, Japan, Hong Kong, Aruba, Milo, how are you? I hope you absorbing this lovely recipe here. I know you like to share and you like to create my recipes. You like to try them. Right here in NYC, entire US, hello from Jenny's Walk. So in here I have I give it a good broil, as you all can see, my oxtail and my beef. So in goes that. St. Lucia, how are you? Jenny's Walk here making a lovely Guyanese dish. Name is Pepper Pot. Grenada, Turk and Caicos Island, Fiji Island, Nepal, India, Mauritius, Hawaii, Nigeria, Ghana, foodies from all around the world. How are you, South Africa? Miss Pris, how are you doing? How is that? Miss Bibi, say hi to her. So this looks marvelous, my dear foodies. So as I say, it's going to be dark. So you could control the color of the casserie. So in here is one thyme, and this thyme is US thyme. This is Jenny's thyme. In here, my sister brought me, I want to shout out to her, Miss May, how are you? She's Guyanese. She brought me the casserie, and this is Guyanese thyme. So I have Jenny's thyme and Guyanese thyme. And what time is it, foodie? It's Pepper Pot thyme. So let's leave this in here a little bit to infuse for 2 minutes. Okay, foodies, the pot is calling me. Wow, let's take a look now and see what's going on in here. So I have here a Maggi cube. I'm going to drop that in. I'm using one of that. I'm not going to add any salt just yet. We will add salt as we go along. Here is some brown sugar. I really don't know what is the use of the brown sugar. It's significant. A reason for adding the brown sugar to this, I would like you all to let me know. All my Guyanese brothers and sisters, you know, all my brothers and sisters out there who cook this delicious dish here, pepper pot. Let me know why, because I would like to know why. I don't see the reason in adding the sugar. It has to be a reason, and I want all those old folks down there who know about it, some their granny and grana and nana. Let me know why. So now, my dear foodies, to continue the process of cooking here, I have my boiling water. Yep, that's some anger going on there. So I'm going to leave this stovetop. You could use a slow cooker. You could use your Instapot, your pressure pot. But to get that beautiful, authentic taste, you slowly want all these ingredients to boil and cook into your meat. So I will advise you to leave it up in a heavy pot. As you can see, I use this cast iron where the heat is evenly distributed, and let it slowly cook for a couple hours on your stovetop. Now, you can use any meat of your choice. I using the beef, and I use the oxtail because the marrow is going to let some beautiful flavors out. You could use a mixture. I do have a mixture of meat of a video on the page from last year. You could take a look at that. You could do chicken alone, beef alone, goat alone, pork only, you know, whatever. You could mix it, you know, work with it. Beautiful dish here from Jenny's Walk. So I'm going to be making some plait bread. So let me quickly get into that plait bread recipe to show to you to enjoy this delicious pepper pot from my Guyanese brothers and sisters. Okay, foodies, so this looks marvelous. So we want to leave a little liquid in there because we have to eat that bread with this, that plait bread, or you could enjoy it with roti. So I'm going to fish out all that little seasoning and stuff, and you see how dark it is. So it all depends on your preference, what color you want your pepper pot to be, dark or lighter than this, light brown. So marvelous dish here from Jenny's Walk. This is all done now. Okay, foodies, so let's put this lovely bread together now. That is enjoy with this pepper pot. So in here I have 3 cups of flour. I have here salt, my sugar, my melted butter, just a little melted, not too much. And I'm going to add now my yeast. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoonfuls of instant yeast. I'm going to be using 1 teaspoonful, sorry, that's a big error there. I'm going to put the list above, so I'm using the fast acting instant yeast, and I'm going to combine all of this together. My dear foodies, I have seen in a lot of Guyanese cooking especially that they be using baking powder and yeast. However, that doesn't make any sense at all. You will not get any better rise or faster rise because baking powder, it is a rising agent, but it's short acting, and yeast is long acting, so you have to wait about an hour before you get that rise. And baking powder is for like rotis and stuff in a short period of time. However, there's a few recipes that do call for the use of both of them. like some cookies, some English cookies I saw there you could make and knead it. It gives you a dense texture. But you do not need to use baking powder and yeast together when baking bread. So that's a little idea, a little tip there for you. So if all of you who is doing that, you know, you could try it now without the baking powder. It is not needed. So my dear foodies, this dough is all combined, all the ingredients. I'm going to make a lovely plait bread here, and I'm going to be making it, it's like a milk plait bread. So now here I have my warm milk to help activate that yeast, and also that sugar will help it grow. So now I'm going to bring this together. So let me bring this dough together and we will be right back. So there you go, our bread, our dough have come together really nicely. So I just want this to sit for 15 minutes. You see that texture I got there? I want to make, it's like a milk butter bread. It's not a brioche. It's, you see, it's not sticky. I want to make it milky, but just with a little buttery taste. So let this sit here for 15 minutes and we'll be right back. Okay, foodies, so it has been 15 minutes. So now what I want to do, I want to take this out, put it on my surface, and you're going to grease your bowl. Leave it there, just open it out a little bit. We're going to grease that bowl there and have it ready. So here is my butter. This is at room temperature. Just take all that butter out and put it in there, and you could put a little flour on your surface. And this butter, we're going to knead this butter into this dough. So this is what you're going to be doing. You're just going to knead it. Now don't get scared. It's going to get all sticky and you're going to wonder what's going on. Just get it working into that bread, that dough. So just do whatever magic you can. This is how I do it. And you're going to get, now you get it in there. So now we're going to knead. You see the butter is already in there. So now let me just continue kneading just like that. You see that, foodies? Look, all the butter have already went into my dough. But just continue kneading. Give it a good knead for like 7 minutes. There you go. Really soft, beautiful dough. Look at that. You see how it's springing back up really nicely? That is all you need to do. And a lovely bread. Put it in there. And we're going to put the lid on and give this 1 hour rest. Okay, foodies, so let's take a look now. Okay, so this looks marvelous. So now let's just put some flour on our surface. Dunk that down. So I'm not making a bread with a braid on it. I'm going to be making a braided bread for you. So I'm going to be doing a five braid bread, or 5 plaits as some of you may know it. So let's get those 5 braids out. So we're going to cut into 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me cut this out. So there you go. So this is what I'm looking for. So now you just give it a roll, just like so, and just make them long. Not too long because we don't want a thin bread. So just give it a little roll and get 5 of these about the same length. So let me get that going. Okay, so let's get our 5 braids together. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take number 1 and bring it into number 3. So this number 1 becomes number 3. So while number 1 is in here being number 3, we're going to twist number 2 and make it number 3. While that twist and make number 3, we're going to take number 5 and bring it into number 2. So let's do that again. So again now let's go take number 1 and bring it to be number 3. So number 1 here is number 3. 1, 2, 3. While we're doing that, we're going to twist number 2 and 3. Then we're going to take number 5 and bring it into number 2. So 5 now is number 2. Then we're going to continue doing that and platen it. Again, 1 will be number 3. Send them up because we want it to be small. 1 will be number 3. When we go to number 3, we're going to give it a roll. Then number 5 will come and be number 2. So let me continue and finish up this plait bread. So let's go again, foodies. Number 1 comes in and becomes number 3. While it's 3, it's going to twist. Then number 5 come in and become number 2. So push it up, let it start to get a little tighter. Number 1 comes in and becomes number 3, and then we're going to twist. Then number 5 becomes number 2. Again, number 1 become and be number 3, and we're going to give it a twist. Number 5 becomes number 2. You see how you get in your plaits coming in there really beautiful? Okay, foodies, so there is our plait bread. I put it on here on my tray with parchment paper. So this will make it easy to move out from the counter onto my rack. And what you could do now, you can just open up your braids a little bit. And now we don't want to play too much up with this. I just want to leave it now, let it rise. Okay, foodies, so this is our plait bread, and I got 2 little round rolls there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spray this with water. Yes, my spray gun, and I'm going to spray it with water because I want a crusty top. If you want a soft top, you put milk. You want a shiny brown top, you put egg wash, but I want a crispy top. So you just give it a good spray with some water. Into the oven now, 350, our plait bread to enjoy. Okay, foodies, our bread is out of the oven. There you go, that plait bread. So now what I want to do, just take your butter or your butter and just rub it along. Just rub it along on your bread, just like so. And we're going to let this bread sit here for a while. So here you go, my foodies, that lovely pepper pot from Jenny's Walk. Look at that divine, beautiful, dark colored we got there from using that casserie. Lovely beef here we use, lovely red meat. I used the oxtail and some chunks of beef, just the meaty beef. So we get that divine flavor from the oxtail, that bony flavor. So now we're going to add some of that gravy in there. Look at that goodness. How can you resist that, foodies? And there's our pepper to enjoy our pepper pot. And that lovely bread that we made. You see that softness from that bread and that crustiness? You hear that crust? So this is the way I want to enjoy my pepper pot, with a crusty bread. So the water is going to give you a crusty top, but yet you have a very soft, divine, airy inside of that plait bread here to enjoy. Lovely dish here from Jenny's Walk. So don't forget to like and share this vid with your friends and family, and join in into Jenny's Walk for lots of festive season recipes. You can also request what recipe you would like me to do for you. So thank you for joining me. From my kitchen to your kitchen, Guyanese Pepper Pot at its best from Jenny's Walk.